Hello, my name is AJ Coloma, and today I will be talking about my research on the implications of a coach on the mental health of a collegiate athlete. As a old collegiate athlete, I also experienced mental health stigma, which was really difficult, and I think people don't recognize how coaches do play a vital role on the mental health of the athlete. Typically, we start to think, oh, it's just the athlete has depression or so and so, or there's just pressure of being a student athlete. But a coach plays a vital role in how our mental health stands. Typically, we're always with them pretty much 24/7 during the season, and we look up to them, and there is a power dynamic that I would like to explore in today's presentation. So prior or already research on the topic, the research was observations or surveys, interviews, or case studies. For the empirical literature, I'll be talking about how athletes have three basic psychological needs: competence, autonomy, and relatedness. These are vital needs that need to be met during or within a coach-athlete relationship, which I'll be exploring more today. Typically, if these needs aren't met, it could lead to the athlete to either have a burnout or possibly just be mentally checked out of the team or the sport, or not have enough psychological engagement within the coach and athlete relationship and with the team. Typically, athletes start to develop destructive behaviors just to please the coaches, and we found this through several different observation studies that I reviewed and researched. I also found that athlete burnout is directly connected to toxic coaching behavior. Typically, if the coach does not show if the coach has favoritism, or if the coach doesn't have effective communication, or if the coach doesn't recognize early identifications of these mental health signs, athletes typically have a higher percentage of burnout because the athlete feels like their psychological needs have not been met. So it is very important for us to recognize this, as well as the destructive behaviors, because the coach is in a role where they can address it. These findings are important because there are two big themes. There's uneven power distribution between the coach and the athlete, as well as the personal nature of the relationship. The coach stands as the authority figure. They're also the mentor. They have the ability to take out an athlete and possibly bench them for the whole season. I have experienced that as well. Even if I was a good player from my teammates, the coach decided to bench me. And that really did affect my mental health throughout the season. Possible results of a power relationship include destructive training behavior and serious overuse injuries. Athletes tend to think, oh, well, our coach thinks we're weak, we need to push through this injury, when really it could end the career entirely. In gymnastics, we've seen submissive relationships form during this uneven power distribution, which has led to grooming and sexual assault. We've also seen in wrestlers the development of eating disorders, where the athletes typically tend to eat less, so they think that they can work harder because they don't have the time to eat, or so on and so forth. These all are destructive behaviors that the athlete starts to take on, which can lead to ultimately athlete burnout and decreased performance satisfaction, which is critical. Definitely there's also a need for support through athletic injury, because typically athletes, their mental health hits a really hard low during that time, and coaches play a vital role in that. I've had a teammate where they were injured and the coach completely ignored them, and it led to them leaving the team. I would like to call to action. I think it's time that coaches start to realize their vital role in identifying these destructive behaviors, and the ways that these coaches can improve it is through effective communication, improving team environment. The coach establishes the team environment, and from there it's very important. Also, personalized feedback, having that coach-athlete relationship, as well as ending mental health stigma. It's time to realize that athletes too matter as well. Thank you for listening, and I hope you take care. Goodbye.